Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. This is a horoscope for Capricorn, yes. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. One. Okay, let's see what the tea leaves have for you, Capricorn. All right, and I'm still just getting, well, you guys haven't seen yet unless you've watched some of the other readings. I just set up a new kind of situation here for filming, and I'm getting used to it. It's a little different. Okay. I also just will mention, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know how these videos are resonating with you. Okay, I'm just kind of I like to pull it away so I can look at it and the viewer, because really it's strange, but it makes sense, I guess. It looks different when I look at it with just straight looking and when I look through the viewfinder thingy on the camera. So I like to pull it away and kind of give it a twirl here. All right, so let's look and see what we have going. This lovely large formation we have here looks so much like, you guessed it, a goat. And you know, that makes sense. We're reading for Capricorn right now, right? Oops. Oh goodness, I shook the whole thing. We're reading for Capricorn, you Capricorn. So, of course, a goat would show up in the cup. Okay, so this is a large formation. This is mostly based here in the physical. Just the way that I'm looking at these other, kind of the movement of these other formations, I would say that there has been some kind of anxiousness, anxiety, some kind of event, possibly not a large event, but something maybe minor, but it's put you on edge. Okay, and I say this because this goat is definitely in movement, but also these formations here on the bottom also look like they are very much in movement. And I almost get this sense of kind of fleeing, just kind of, you know, trying to get out of the way, trying to maybe distance yourself. But when I see the goat, because it is in relation to your sign directly, it is an empowering sign for you, or symbol in this situation. The goat almost always is empowering, in my opinion. But this is really lucky. I would say lucky, auspicious, okay, in relation to what's going on. I also think that you really have this kind of instinct to fortify yourself, kind of distance yourself from whomever or whatever is going on. I get the impression that you really just want to kind of hunker down, kind of, you know, stack your coins, fill up your energy reserves, keep your head down, do your thing, don't get involved, you know, just, I think that you know better right off the bat. This, whatever's been going on, kind of just started to show itself, and you were out of there immediately. Just not for you. This is not going to be your ordeal. And this thing I keep seeing, it's somebody said it or sent me like we were texting, and I forget who, maybe my sister or one of my girlfriends, I can't remember, but somebody said something like, not your, oh, yes, my best friend. I remember now. It was my best friend who we were talking about it. Not my circus, not my monkeys, right? And I don't usually use that phrase, but I think it was funny, you know, it was silly. So I feel like that's the total vibe you have. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Get those monkeys out of here. Keep them away from me, right? And that's okay. Your self-preservation. I think that probably whatever's been up wasn't super dire. But I think that you just were ready to get up out of there quickly. Okay. And, I think that's the right thing. I see this sign and it says, yes, Capricorn, you made the right decision. You've honored yourself in this decision. Okay. And, let's kind of look at these other ones here. I want to see, I'm gonna kind of move this up here. We have some birds. Every time I mention a bird now, I'm gonna laugh. Somebody left me a comment, like in the last week, where they're like, can you please stop talking about birds and animals in your readings? Like, will you just talk about whatever, insert whatever sign? And I was like, okay, but I have to read whatever I see in my cup, and these are like kind of anchors to this kind of free association, intuitive, like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but I have to have my animals. That's what speaks to me. So now every time I'm doing a reading and I start to kind of laugh when I see a bird, because this person really did not like birds, I don't think. And shout out to you if you're watching this. Sorry, there's birds in every bowl almost. Okay, so we have this goose right here. And it's in flight. And the goose is always, not always, almost always, when it's in flight, a clear sign to me of migration, transition, transmutation, especially when it's in this, the physical world-based reality, your daily life. I'm wondering if not only did you just kind of pick up and go, like, out of that situation, I wonder if you are getting ready for some kind of move. Are you moving, like, a job? Are you moving out of somewhere? I don't know. I feel like there's just in my head this total, the word move. Okay, so I feel like, you're really making some shifts in your life. You're shifting around. Maybe you're planning on buying a home, getting a new apartment, starting to think about, hey, are you going away to school next year, or moving down south? After this winter we've had, I know a few people who are fleeing the north. I mean, we're from the north up here, and wow, we're transplants to the north. Let me just say that I'm not originally from here, but I have been here for a long time, so I'm a northerner now. But anyhow, yeah, there are a lot of people, especially as you get older, just move away because it gets so cold up here. Luckily, my husband, Paul, and I, shout out Dove and Serpent Tarot over there. Go check him out. Love the cold. So, we are staying. But, yeah, so I get this impression that you were thinking about going, not just the situation with the goat. Maybe this is part of the catalyst, though. Maybe you are just like, okay, I'm kind of over these people. I'm over the situation. It just is not for me. You're looking for a little more of a mellow environment. Maybe you want to live alone. Or maybe you want to live with somebody else. I don't know. Maybe you're moving in with somebody, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever partner that could be. Okay. And then right above this goose, I'm seeing a person sitting on a horse. It almost kind of looks like a bear, but I think it's a horse. I don't know who's riding bears. Maybe like in the Eastern Bloc or something, they ride bears over there. But yeah, so this is another, the person riding on the horse can also mean like you're taking a stand, sticking up for yourself. But it is the sign for me of somebody who is getting on their horse and leaving town or getting ready for a long journey. Okay. So I feel like these are just building upon each other. This idea that you are very much in transition. Okay. And I feel like because this is so based in this physical area, especially on the side of the cup, everything's in the physical. I think that you definitely have been thinking about getting up and going. Okay. And maybe you are, I don't know, just at that age where you want to try living somewhere else, I think especially like when you're in an early adulthood, going away to college, finishing college, finding somewhere you want to be. That's, a lot of people are looking for like a big change from what they know growing up. But then when you get older, like especially when you have kids, younger kids, like my age, when you're my age and you have younger kids or whatever age you are with young kids and they're going to be going into school, then you start really thinking about where do I want to live where my kid can go to a good school. And then as you get into retirement age, you're thinking about where are you going to be most comfortable and what's going to be reasonable. I mean, we all are thinking about affordability, especially now. I mean, it's hard to don't get me started, but it's hard to live anywhere and flourish the way the economy is right now. So these are all things, but these are like key points in your life when you really are, I feel like, more willing to pick up your life and like move to a different part of the country or state or, at least on the other side of town, right? So I think that this is coming up for you. I think you really have been thinking about it. It's been in your mind, and because it's in this physical realm, I really think that it might actually be something that you're going to decide to do. Okay. Let's see. I want to look at this one. This is interesting. It looks like an M. It reminds me of kind of a mix between maybe Virgo / Scorpio. That M, for whatever reason, just kind of totally looks like that to me. The Virgo Scorpio M sign. And it also could be somebody's name, okay? Or like a descriptor thing, like a descriptive word related to that person. Where this is located is kind of in the realm of you've been thinking about them a lot. This is like the mental, psychic realm, but it's reaching up into the spiritual realm. So this could be a physical person. This could be like a spiritual entity, something that you're communing with, maybe like the name of like a private interior deity. But it could also be a person, and it could be related to one of those signs, Virgo, Scorpio. Okay. And it's pretty prominent. It's beautifully forming. This formation is beautiful. So I think this is important. Think about it. mull it over. There might be an M person around or something with an M. I'm also seeing another M right here. And now this is more in that spiritual realm, right? Right up on the metaphysical, spiritual guardian, angel, ancestors reaching out, something like that. Okay. So that is right up on the rim. It looks like an M. It's kind of got those rounded tops again. So I feel like it's really reiterating itself there. Okay. I just kind of want to see here what we have. Kind of seeing this little fish jumping out of water, and this thing looks like it's kind of coming for it. And this reminds me of a crab. And I get this feeling that you are feeling, and this, I'm going to relate this to this card that I have, the Chariot that I pulled for this reading. Before I saw the cup or anything. And I'm getting this feeling that you are just having this overwhelming sense that whatever's been going on, whatever life you have created for yourself, it has not been a bad life. It's, I don't feel like you have like a lot of, you're not resentful, you're not lamenting it. You've had good time. You've spent good days with good people, and it's been very satisfying at points. But I think that you almost are getting to this point where it's like kind of getting old. You're getting bored, tired. It's monotonous. Okay. I feel like you're not feeling like you have that kind of spark that you're looking for, that thing that's going to ignite your soul, your heart, really inspire you to do the things that you want to do. I feel like it seems like there are a lot of days where you just are struggling to find meaning in them. You just, and I don't think it's necessarily like a deep unhappiness, but just kind of like, it's just like a sense of unfulfilling. It feels mediocre sometimes, or maybe just like melancholy, like a sense of melancholy. Okay, and I know you are heavily ruled by Saturn, so these are also just parts of this, your placements, right? And that's so, I think that's okay. I identify myself as heavily Saturnine. And so these things are feelings that I feel a lot myself. I feel like part of it, though, has gotten to a point where you are feeling in your own life like this fish out of, where did it go? This fish out of water. Okay. And I feel like you just you're starting to not feel at home in your own life, I guess is really, and there's almost this feeling of something coming alive in your life that is almost like an underlying anxiety, like an existential crisis is brewing. Okay. And so you are trying to find ways to move forward, to get yourself going. I think that these ideas of moving around, starting over, or at least, having like a new environment to see if that will help get you out of this funk. Okay. And, some people say you can't move away from your problems, right? Well, I don't think this is necessarily like you have a big problem that you're moving away from. I think it's just like you want some new stimuli. You want new variables in your life to bring about, different kinds of consciousness and experience. And I think that that is wonderful. If you and even if it's not that you want to move like your whole household, okay, maybe you just want to try some new things. Maybe you want to go to a different gym, or start taking some night classes, or finding a book club to do, changing a job, or taking on a secondary job to do something different. Maybe you work in an office and you want to get another job where you're moving your body some more, or able to meet people more, or whatever it is. I just feel like I really get this I'm getting this feeling of wanting inspiration, okay? And I'm going to set this down for a second. I want to get this card. And so we're looking at this card that's the Chariot. It's ruled by Cancer, okay? And this is all about this this being, carrying a vessel of spirit, right? Getting the wheels moving forward, doing the work, having the momentum to continually change and progress, and keep those fires lit, and just like really combine all of the elements, all of the sacred mysteries come together. And this is kind of just this is that vessel of progress, okay? And sometimes it can be brutal and difficult in a bumpy road, okay? You think of like a chariot cart going down like a cobblestone road, just flying everywhere. And sometimes, it's just very smooth and it's fast, and your hair is blowing in the wind, and, you're feeling more alive than you've ever felt. Okay, and both of those things can be true, and everything in between. But the most important thing is that you are finding ways within your physical life that uphold the interior and spiritual work that you so greatly want to do, okay? And we have to keep those lower spheres cared for. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of the harmony in our lives. And I'm not going to say that it's always going to be harmonious, balanced, easygoing, whatever, content. It's not. That's not life, okay? But when you get to a point where you feel like there's no movement happening, and it's not, you're not in a state of incubation, you're not restful. It's just, it's kind of, you could be doing well in other aspects of your life. Maybe you are, your business is doing well. Your family is wonderful. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's happy. But there's just something that is going on that you are not able to kind of click into a place where that interior work is coming easily or at all, right? And, I'm gonna, be kind of contradict myself a bit, but sometimes we just have to sit in that, because that's part of the whole, the whole thing. Sometimes nothing comes, no inspiration comes, the voice of God doesn't come. We sit, we wait, we meditate on it, whatever. We just wait to receive that divine inspiration, and those are the long days, in the dark. But when you start to really have these visions of, okay, I need to do this, I think this will make things start to go. I'm going to follow my intuition. Maybe I need to move to a different part of town. Maybe a different kind of housing would be better. Maybe if I, lived with so-and-so, I would find my way a little bit more, whatever it is. Or I'm moving away from a situation that is not, tenable. So I got to, I have to, make this move so I can have a life that is going to help me do more of what I want to do. So on, so on, so on. So, I can't tell you exactly which way it is, but I do feel like there's, I get the impression that this move is not going to be a negative one if that's what you choose to do. Okay. And I'm just looking over this. I was going to get this up, but I want to look over this just a little bit. Just a little bit more for a second here, because I'm seeing... And I don't know. I don't want to... I get this feeling of, I'm looking at this right here. I want to try to get it where, yes, there. Okay. And I see the eyes and the nose, and I'm just getting this feeling of, this is what came to mind when I looked at that. It's like being a spectator in your own life. Okay. And I feel like that's where you're at too. It's like, I feel like you don't have an active role in your life right now. And that could be that you're so busy, you're overcommitted. Maybe you have a family right now. And and this is what I relate to sometimes, is that it's just so many things going on. I'm going from one thing to the next, trying to, deal with messes and arguments and problems and things going on in between, going from one activity to the next. And my days are so planned out usually. Sometimes I feel like I'm not even, it's like autopilot, but not necessarily autopilot, but like I just don't have a lot of choice. Obviously I do, because I'm choosing to do these things. I'm not being forced to do them, but the responsibilities, and sometimes it becomes overwhelming for anybody, and talking to other parents, or I go on like forums on Reddit and things just to like look at other parents' ideas about things and whatever. It's not an uncommon feeling, but I also just think that sometimes we just get so kind of emotionally constipated. Is that the word? It's like we're along for the ride in our own life. And it's not like fun. Like, the idea of like going with the current, be the leaf on the river and let it take you where it does. It's like some other part of yourself that has like maybe a destructive quality, that death drive, or like I said, the autopilot, where you're just going through tasks and, things that don't feel very meaningful or deep or inspired or whatever. And you just are going along with that. Okay. And this facial, I feel like this is kind of a phrase that is going through your head, kind of, or something akin to it. Okay. And, I think that when we come to these realizations, and it's like all of a sudden you snap into it. Okay, this is how I feel. Then we need to do something to rectify that. If you are not okay with being in that place, some people want to be witnesses in their lives you know, sometimes that's part of the work. If that's the posture you decide to take in your work, right? And that's okay. That's fine. But if you get to a place where you realize, like, I want to take a more active role in my life, my daily life, my, you know, emotional life, my spiritual life, then, you know, once you come to that realization, you have to be proactive to do those things, because nobody's going to fix it for you. It's not going to fix itself, right? So I think that this is kind of like a sign for you as well, just to kind of verify, like, yeah, you're going to get in that chariot, you're going to get your you know, your holy grail, your vessel of the spirit, and you're gonna move forward. You're gonna get to work, doing what you have to do to get on the path that you want to be on. Okay, to get aligned in the way that you want to be. Okay, so this is interesting. We have more kind of signs of movement, of traveling. When I'm pouring a little tea out. Traveling, I see a couple of things. Little blockages, maybe a little hills to climb up, and you have to kind of get over them. But over here, I'm seeing the symbol of kind of like a horn, okay? And the horn, in this instance, is a sign of great spiritual power. Okay, the horn is blown in various rituals, religious ceremonies, as an opening, sometimes a closing. Okay, and so I see that you are traveling towards this beautiful, abundant, you know, full of spirit, of life. You know, the gateway is flung open, kind of deal, and that is coming. But you just have a few things that you're gonna have to sort out, and part of that might be this moving. Part of that might be finding some things that you have to resort in your life. Maybe finding some new hobbies or classes or social things or whatever it is that you need as an outlet, maybe, okay, to get some of that new lifeblood, you know, start having a little more curiosity and wonder, and just the enjoyment of having, you know, a varied schedule, something to do for yourself, okay? And I think that is really going to get you to that place where these other things are going to fall into line with the spiritual work. Okay. And I think that we have the 4. And so in the next, 4 weeks, I would say. It could be 4 months, but I would say more like 4 weeks if you get on this. I think that, this time of the year is a weird abyss kind of after the holidays. So I know for me, I'm still like, what day is it exactly? Yesterday, which was Wednesday night, I woke up in kind of the middle of the night and I thought, oh, it's going to be the weekend tomorrow. Well, no, it's not. It's the middle of the week. What's going on? So, it's easy to keep putting things off. Okay. But I think it's good to be proactive. Even if wherever you live, if you have like one of those community ed kind of things, programs, and they have like the little booklets, you can probably look it up online. Take like a evening, creative writing class, or like some kind of adult, like, I don't know, bowling or whatever the heck they have. Do something different. Okay. And if you're thinking about moving, do it. If it aligns right, you have the money and budget to do it. I think that's a great idea. As far as I can see in the cup, it looks like it is a good time for you to make that move. Okay. And that's really what I have for you today, Capricorn. That was a good one. I mean, it seems like you have some good stuff going on. Yeah. So, I'm always so thankful to spend this time with you and honored to bring these messages. If you... I totally just lost my train of thought. I was just thinking, you know what, last night I had a reading that was just so sad. It was just like kind of a really, really like, I don't know. It was just kind of a torment. I went to bed actually still thinking about it. It was just so overwhelming. So, this one, not super exciting, but exciting in that like you have some changes coming and they seem like good, fun, healthy changes. So I'm like, yes, I really am glad that this was the read. Okay, I'm glad this is what came through because last night was like too much for me. And that's where my brain was just going. Okay, so I just wanted to say if this resonates with you, please, please, please think about liking the video. It helps me get into the algorithm, which gets me to more people and we get more subscribers. And that's the other thing I was going to bring up. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about subscribing to the channel. You can hit that little bell thing. I think they still have that. And, that will give you notifications, okay, for when new videos are coming out, and leaving comments. I always love reading your comments. I've had some really beautiful stories this last week about people's lives, about their aspirations, how the videos are resonating with them, and I just love reading every single one of those. Other than that, if you're interested in finding me on Facebook, I have a page on there. It's Ula Tea Leaf Readings. If you're interested in a private reading, please just pull down the description of the video and there are instructions how to do that. Okay, other than that, I just want to wish you a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is where you're at. And thank you so much for joining me. We will see you again in about 12 days. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye, Capricorn.